Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, playing some Arena, but going to do something a little bit different. You know me, I'm usually playing Constructed. Today, gonna try out some Jumpstart. Before I get into this and talk about it for just a little bit, the usual YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Thank you very much for doing that. And well, there won't be any deck lists to link, so don't look for those, but there will be timestamps in the description. So, Jumpstart, it came out, I think, on June 4th. It'll be around until July 8th, so still quite a bit of time to enjoy it. I had a super busy weekend. I was traveling a lot, so I was only able to play on my mobile. I decided, well, Jumpstart looked interesting, tried it out, and had a ton of fun with it. Now, what is Jumpstart? Well, the basic idea is you have two theme decks. You have something like Goblins and Elves, and you mash them together, and you make a 40-card limited deck, and you play best of ones. The way the event is set up is you play until you win 2 games. Every win will get you 1 rare card up to 2 rare cards. And then you can resign and then do it all over again. You get to keep the 2 decks that you get, plus you get to keep the 2 rare cards that you get. Now you do have to buy into this. It is 2,000 gold or 400 gems. 400 gems I think is equivalent to about $2, $2 US. So not an insignificant amount of money, but still you get pretty good value out of the 2 decks and the 2 rares. You also get some basics, and I'm going to talk about those in a second. Now, I want to take a look at what is actually in Jumpstart because, well, maybe the cards are going to be useful, maybe they're not going to be useful. They aren't going to be useful if you are a standard player, that's for sure. They are only legal in Historic for the most part. I think some of them do have some overlap, but primarily they are going to be Historic cards. So we look at the rares and the mythics. You know, you have things like Core Spirit Dancer, really great for Orzhov or Azorius Auras, of course. We have Rattle Chains and Kira if you're deciding to build something like an Azorius or Mono Blue Spirits deck, like I put up earlier this week. Phyrexian Tower is used in a lot of Mono Black strategies. Tiny Bones shows up once in a while in some discard decks, although it's a little bit niche. Still a super fun card to open one of. Scholar of the Lost Trove. You probably know about this card with all the time-walking nonsense that's going on. Things like Woe Strider are very useful in Jund Food, for example. Languish, a great little board wipe. Grev Lavamancer showed up in my Gruul Aggro burn deck, whatever you want to call it, that I put out just a few days ago. Of course, you have your Goblins, Krenko, Muxus. I think the Goblin War Chief is over here. So as you can see, there are a ton of cards. Elvish Archdruid, if you want to make an Elves deck. Thragtusk is super fun, a little bit niche. Yeah. It's not really going to be an efficient way to open up play sets of all these cards, but if you're able to play, have fun with your 400 gems, and you do end up opening a few of these cards, hey, it's not that bad. Next, I want to show a website that I've been using that has helped me make some decisions when it comes to picking the decks that we can play. I'll put the link down in the description for this. And if you take a look at this, it says Jumpstart Pack Themes and Contents. Basically, this website is going to list all the potential rares and basic lands that are in these packs. So when you open up the pack for Jumpstart, you'll get to choose 2 different decks, and one of your choices might be something like Above the Clouds. Well, Above the Clouds is a common occurrence, and there are 4 different versions of Above the Clouds in the Jumpstart theme decks. Now, they all have the same basic land, and the basic lands are kind of the cool thing about Jumpstart that's actually attracting me to the format. When you open up these theme packs, and let's say you pick Above the Clouds, you are going to get access to this basic land. It's going to be added to your collection, and you can keep using it whenever you build a deck. Now, as far as rares, well, Iniaz, sure, is going to show up in 2 of these as a rare. Sometimes the Ifrit is going to be in there as well. Sometimes you can get the Wind Reader Sphinx, or sometimes you can get the Kira. So if you are really chasing the Kira and you want to do, like, so let's say 10 Jumpstart rounds, maybe you prioritize Above the Clouds, and you know your chances of pulling a Kira or 2 could end up being pretty good. Now, you don't always get a chance at picking Above the Clouds. They give you a choice of 3 decks, you pick one, and then they give you another 3 decks, and you pick another one, and you mash those together. But as you go down, you can kind of get an idea of what is in these. If you want to play Angels, sometimes it's a Baneslayer Angel, sometimes it'll be a Linvala and a Sarah's Guardian, and again, the land, and so forth. It goes on. You can take a look at this website. It's really neat and a very helpful tool for deciding what packs you might want to pursue. All right, so that's Jumpstart. I've been having a whole lot of fun with it, and I want to continue playing it. So I'm going to buy into this and get started. All right, here I go. Buying in, bye 400 gems. And so it, after you pay your 400 gems, it allows you to choose your packets. And here are going to be my choices. Now, one little thing to note here, when you hover over the packet, over on the right hand side is the special basic land that will come in this packet, and there's a little check mark beside mine. That's because I have chosen goblins before, and once you choose goblins once, you get access to that basic mountain. You don't have to choose it again if you're just pursuing the basic lands. Now, unfortunately, I've also gotten the Trigger Hugger and the Smashing one. I'm gonna pick goblins because maybe I want to get my 4th Muxus. I'm so sorry, but I think I'll probably play goblins eventually. And we go on to the next one. Same thing. I actually have all of these. So now what I can do is I can go and look at the list of rares that I showed just minutes ago and kind of pick what might work best with goblins. Or, I just kind of have fun and pick the one that I want to pick. I think I might go with Spooky, actually. Yeah. So here we go. We have Spooky Goblins, or Goblins Spooky. Wish it were the other way around. And jump into a game, see how it goes. All right, camera's fixed. Time to jump into a game with these Spooky Goblins and hope it works out. Opening hand looks cool. Got the Munitions card. This card, in my experience, has done very well for me. There have definitely been a few games that it's just single-handedly won. Krenko obviously is going to be good if I can get it on turn 4 and have it survive. And this Scythe is pretty interesting card. It says it enters the battlefield with a soul counter on it, and then it gets +1/+1 for each soul counter on the Scythe. And then when a creature dies, or when the equipped creature dies, put another soul counter on it. So I've actually faced a few opponents that have had their Scythes up to, I think, +5, +6. And it gets real scary real fast. All right, so one neat thing about the basic lands is that they kind of tell you a little bit of information about the opponent's deck. We can see that they're playing 2 different mountains. I personally know that this mountain is from the Chandra deck, so we can expect to see a Chandra very soon. And then this one I think is from Lightning, so it's possible that the opponent has a good amount of instant speed removal. They're also getting the same amount of information if they know that this is the Goblin one, which how could they not know it's goblins? Look at the little goblin there. And then this is the Spooky Graveyard one. They might know that information. Okay, so I think what I'm going to be doing here is putting down the makeshift munitions. I'm going to attack with both of them. They can block with the Lightning Core Excavator. We'll get 1 in. And then I am definitely going to be sacrificing this one. Oh, hang on, I did it wrong. I want to do damage there. Sacrifice this guy, because I don't want a young Pyromancer on this board. Such a great card and great art. Love everything about it. So next turn, hopefully find a land, and then I think I want to put out the Krenko, although the Krenko is going to be awfully vulnerable, and I know that they are playing Lightning, but I still think it's probably worth the risk. Also, the Excavator is going to be a problem in a few turns. It has an ability, pay 5, tap it, and sacrifice the Excavator. It deals 3 damage to any target. So, Krenko potentially might just disappear from that in 2 turns. Still, hopefully we'll be able to make a few goblins. And then if I can make a nice army of goblins with the munitions on the field, oh boy. So what do you think about Limited? Limited is something that I've always shied away from. When I used to play more in paper, the area that I was in, it was just really hard to get people together for a draft. It happened once every like 6 months, I think. Oh, too bad. So yeah, I never really got into Limited very much. I don't know. Didn't care enough to do. But how are you? Do you play a lot of Limited? I imagine it can be quite fun. Alright, missed a land drop. I could go out with the Shortcutter and the Scythe. I could also just go out with the Scythe and equip the Scythe, which is actually kind of what I like the best. They have a lot of under 2 toughness creatures, so it'll trade really well. I could also sacrifice it to kill the visionary if I wanted to. It would increase the soul counters on the scythe. We'll see. They're gonna challenge. Do they have 2 spells to pump it up? So their last 2 cards need to be instances. I think I'm blocking here. I'm fine with this. Okay. One card that I know has gotten me a lot of times as combat damage, I think, is called Sure Strike. It's like give +3/+0 or +4/+0. I can't remember what it is exactly. And First Strike. The blowouts. My goodness. Watch out for that card. I think I'm actually going to... Do I want to discard the Goblin Short Cutter? No, he might be okay. I do have the Scythe, so even like if he dies, this will go up to 3. Then I'll have a +3/+3 Scythe that if it goes on the Goblin, making it a 5/4, it's going to be pretty powerful. So probably worth it just to keep the Goblin around. Now, one thing I didn't do is I kind of just picked my packets, put the deck together, and jumped into my first game, which is how I like doing it. But you can open up the deck list. You can see what exactly is in your deck and make strategies around that. For me, I just throw caution to a wind and try it out. All right, so Goblin Aura Flame. And do I want to attack? Yeah, sure. Now this Fanatical Firebrand makes things a little bit awkward for equipping the short cutter. I was thinking I could put out the short cutter and then move the scythe over to it, but he might ping it with the Firebrand, and I don't want to lose it like that. So I think I'm just gonna pass to the opponent. Take a damage from the Magmut, Chandra's Magmut. That's how you know Chandra's around. She always has her dog. Okay, opponent's getting in with the Firebrand, so that's good. It'll be tapped out. Oh boy. Well, that might be a target for the finishing blow. Outnumber's not the worst. It could be good to kill the mutt eventually. So I think what I'm going to first do is get in with the Lurker. Oh, they were thinking about putting the Excavator in front of it. Okay, put out that. Whatever. And then I'm going to move this over. And then I think I'm going to use this while I can and kill the mutt. Okay. Now, the Shot Cutter is in range of the Excavator, but if they want to use the Excavator to deal 3 damage to that, we can always sack it, kill the Firebrand, and get another counter on the Scythe. And that'll make this Lurker quite the thing to deal with. And then I have the finishing blow to deal with the Elemental next turn. So, things are looking okay. Very grindy games. Not all of them. There are definitely some games that are blowouts. I've had opponents just curve out perfectly, very powerful cards, and there's no chance. But a lot of the games I find do come down to this min-maxing and just trying to get as much value as you can out of every card. Okay, so the opponent did decide to do that, so we're going to answer in kind. Pump up our Scythe, kill the Firebrand, although they'll probably ping us with the Firebrand, yep. But they're down to 1 mana, 1 card in hand, and I get to kill that Elemental this turn. It would have been nice to have drawn a land there, so I could have equipped the Lurker with the Scythe, but I think it was more important just to get rid of that. Of course, this was instant speed. I probably could have waited a little bit, but it does have a pretty good activated ability. Ooh, okay, well... Here we go. I actually didn't realize that they were down to 3 life. this one, always scary. They're going to be able to go get an instant or sorcery from the graveyard. What do they get? I don't think their choices are that great. Thrill, Hunger, maybe Lightning Axe, but Lightning Axe doesn't kill this. Although it does, actually. If they get it right now. They're doing the 3 damage one. That's interesting. Is that instant speed? It is. So I would like to put out the Devotee and equip the Scythe to it, but I'd rather not have... Oh, no, I can't. They don't have mana for it. Okay. I'm so unfamiliar with all these cards. It makes it a little bit hard. The Devotee is crazy, too. This is one of these cards that I've never seen before, but I really want it in my zombie EDH deck. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 1 and a black. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie. The crazy thing here is if a creature died, not if a non-creature died. Usually those cards are non-creature. In the case of this guy, you could just have him keep doing the thing. Oh, I can't believe the opponent just hit the lottery. So they they played Riddle of Lightning. Choose any target. They chose us. Scry 3. Then reveal the top card of your library. Riddle of Lightning deals damage equal to that card's mana value to the target. They scried 3 to the bottom, and their 4th card was Lightning Diadem. Whatever. What a way to start it all off. All right, let's re-queue and try it again. All right, next one. I really wonder if I missed lethal at some point in that game, because I did have the munitions on board. They were down to 3. It's possible I could have found it somewhere, but it's all right. It was fun. The cool thing about this particular limited format is that it's not very punishing. You just play until you get your 2 wins, and then you can choose to drop, or you can continue playing if you want. And I really like that. You're guaranteed those 2 rares as long as you're able to get 2 wins throughout any number of games. So low pressure, just kind of have fun. You know, don't worry about things too much, and makes for a good format. All right, so got the Spirit on the field and a Goblin. This guy's super good as well. Very hard to block for the opponent. Branching Evolution. Okie dokie. Well, I'm gonna get in. And I think I'm just gonna put out the Arsonist. I don't want to put too much on the field. I like holding back the Shortcutter just because it can make something not be able to block. This card is nutso. I have bought, or I have purchased a few Jumpstart cards or packs, and I was able to open up one of those, and I think it's a pretty sweet card. Okay, well, there's old Krenko. I'm gonna attack with the Ornery Goblin because it will trade with the cat here. Make sure you read every card carefully. I definitely have lost to poor reading comprehension already playing this. Alright, Krenko on the field. Let's see if they have some magical removal for the old Goblin mob boss. Every time. Brutal. And their deck is really working for them right now. There's no point in blocking that Tramply Cat. Alright, well, it's an okay draw. So, get in for 4 of our own damage, and I think probably the Bone Picker's going out. Death Touch can challenge the old prideful Malkin. Look at that cat. So much swagger. Maybe I should try more limited. Maybe I would enjoy it. I just feel like there's a lot of research that needs to go into limited formats. You really gotta know what's going on. some really good synergies going on in my opponent's deck right now, and that is an okay card. But I think it could lead to a blowout very quickly. I'm gonna try it. I gotta try to kill the cat. Oh, cat down. Alright, so this fella can't block. I think I'm going in with the team. Attacking for 7, and then lethal in the air with the Bone Picker next turn if they can't deal with it. And then they still have to deal with the ground, and if I draw a land, enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to target creature. Not to target player. Too bad. Well, they found a way to gain some life. Still, the Goblin Commando can come in and clear the path for us. Okay, land. Oh yeah. Going for it. Let's hit the battalion and attack. They block there, and it looks like 7 damage to me. Alright. So, a little bit smoother for the Spooky Goblins that time. Next one. Oh, I was going to just jump into the next game right away, but here the reward card pops up. What is it? It is a Selvala. Okay. Pretty cool card. Would rather it in EDH, but I like collecting a few of these cards just to have in the collection, just in case of, you know, singleton events like 100 card brawls and whatnot. I don't know what they're called exactly, but it is neat to have access to some of these cards that you can use in those formats. So, keep going. All right, more Spooky Goblins. Gonna chase that second win. Okay, so opening hand looks good. Hopefully turn 4 Krenko, and hopefully Krenko doesn't just die again. So, I'll go out with the Sanitarium Skeleton. Pass. I wonder what the best combinations of decks are. That's something that I haven't really looked into very much. But there must be like some ideal configurations, right? Opponent is on blue-black, potentially, and they are playing... That's not Spooky, that's Reanimation, I think? Sure. Well, get in. Didn't hit our land, which... troubling. It's fine. I'm just gonna put out both of these goblins, so then next turn, hopefully I can hit a land, put out Krenko, and go. This one's a little annoying because it does make another 1/1 after it dies, so I can't even really ping it off. Okay. Well, there's the land. Let's hope for no removal. Come on, Krenko. Very, very fair Krenko. Oh my god, Krenko's without haste, right? Just trash Krenkos. Alright, a bird for the opponent, so not the most terrifying thing. And an Archfiend's Vessel. Sure. Well, we get to make things with Krenko. That's pretty cool. And I guess I'm just going to pass. Probably make 3 goblins with Krenko and then maybe use them for munitions. Start shooting some things down like this crow. Ooh, they're playing Phyrexian. They got the pretty neat one. Oh no. Enters the battlefield, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. So they are reanimating this Gargantuan. And that is probably pretty good for them. This was one of the lands I was definitely chasing after. Oh, wait. Well, make those. I don't really want to take the damage from that, so I will sacrifice 1. I could use the Sanitarium Skeleton to ping off something. Let's do that. Okay, there's a land. Just pass. I'm gonna go super wide, this time making 4, 5. Hopefully Krenko survives another few turns. And then I can just basically Gatling gun. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, okay. So this demon is insane. It has an ability, pay 1 black, remove a -1/-1 counter from it, put a -1/-1 counter on each other creature. Can you imagine what that would be doing to my board right now? Oh, what? All right. So this is definitely interesting. I will be using Finishing Blow to eat this demon. Let's block here. Do I want to put all, like, 3 there? I don't know the ordering for this. If I use the Goblin Arsonist to kill the Sage, I think I'll have to do 1 damage to something before the Mire shows up. Yeah. Let's block like that. Okay. Sure. I guess I could have pinged and then done it like that. Maybe that would have been the best, but it's okay. Boom. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, attack with everything except Krenko. And this game is looking very good for us. I should have put the skeleton back in hand and actually onto the field. No reason not to. Almost a disaster with this Carnifex demon. Oof. Terrifying. Cadaver Imp. Sure. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. So what are they bringing back? They know the value of the demon, but I don't think it's going to matter because they're not going to be able to deploy it in time. Okay. So we'll hit the Necromancer with the Outnumber. A little bit of overkill, but we'll do that. Sure. And I don't even need to ping. There's no reason. Sweet. Let's go see what my wonderful reward is. All right. This time it's a rare. It is a Celestial Mantle. Enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, double its controller's life total. All right, not playable, but pretty neat, and maybe could be a cool card in some kind of brawl deck. All right, so I could continue to play, or I can just resign the deck. I get to keep all my spooky goblins. You know, it was not bad. It got a Krenko. What else did I get? What was my other rare? Oh, the Black Market, not the best. So overall, not the greatest 2 packs, but hey, Krenko is always good to open. If you didn't have the land, you get those ones again. Unfortunately, I did have the lands. I can't pick them up. But it was fun. I don't know. These games I find very interesting, so that's it. I think I'm actually going to go get some dinner and then probably play one more and see how that one goes. So see you in the next one. Alright, so the last Jumpstart went pretty well for me. Gonna go again, see what packets we get to choose from this time. So, Heavily Armored, Walls, and Wizards. Again, in my infinite hunt to get all the lands, I have all of these. But I think Wizards I wasn't very impressed with when I played it last time. Walls actually did impress me quite a bit. I thought it was fun. So I might choose that over the Heavily Armored. And Dragons, Elves, and Cats. I haven't gotten Cats yet. Elves is a lot stronger though, and the rares in it are good, so I'm a little tempted to go with the Elves, but the reason I'm doing this is actually because I just want the lands. I just think this land is so cool if I decide to do like a cat tribal deck. So let's go with Wall Cats. Just try it out. Alright, time for Wall Cats. I don't know how well this one's going to go over. I haven't played cats at all yet. I have faced off against cats a few times. And they seem pretty strong. There might be a little bit of a nombo here. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Let's mulligan that one. Feline Sovereign's very good. So we'll keep this. Okay, I don't have a turn 2 right now, so I'm just going to lead out on this. I'm going to pick black. The deck is mono green, so it doesn't really matter what I choose there. Goblin Instigator for the opponent, sure. So, Portcullis Vines go out. Hopefully hold back some of these goblins for at least a little while. And then build up to something strong. This Towering Giant is pretty bonkers. I've had it come down as like a 16/16 at times to be immediately removed or locked up. So they waste some removal on the Portcullis Vine, so that could actually be pretty good news. I think I'm just going to go out with the Gargoyle Sentinel. 3/3, good blocker against all these 2/1 and 1/1 goblins, and if they want to use more removal on it, no problem. The big problem will come if they have a Krenko out of hand soon. I haven't seen these card sleeves before. That's really pretty. I wonder what they are. If anybody knows what these are, I would love to know. Okay. So I think I'll just go out with the Sabertooth Mauler. It's 4 CMC. Use the mana efficiently. I don't really want to run out the Sovereign Feline too quickly, and okay, the opponent just gave up, so not very exciting. Let's see what we get. Hey, a 4th Muxus. Look at him, the Goblin Noble himself. Next one. All right, trying to get that second win now. Unfortunately, sometimes you do get opponents who just scoop up very quickly. In fact, I've scooped games quite quickly as well at times. You know, you get stuck on lands, or your opponent has, you know, a nice wall in front of them, and just he doesn't seem like he can do much of anything. So move on to the next one. It's because there are no stakes whether or not you win or lose. Really, you're just trying to get to 2 wins. Maybe people don't take it as seriously, so you might kind of get some non-games. If you want to get full value though out of your deck, you can always play more. You don't need to play until, you know, just until you get those 2 rares. So the opponent is on one of the decks I haven't personally been able to open yet, and it's the Unicorn deck, very obviously, and it is quite powerful. It plays a lot of cool things. And this one, I'm not sure, but I love this land. I don't think the Crushing Canopy is going to be overly useful as creature removal. However, I know the Unicorn deck does play one enchantment that is incredibly powerful. Do I want to give up my... No. I think it's okay. So we do find the land. Red this time, sure. Get to attack, and this is going to be pretty cool. As long as this companion makes contact, I can untap this land and get down my Pride Malkin. Look at the synergies here. I get to put a +1/+1 counter on something. Let's put it on the Initiate Companion. So, we're gonna need a lot more help. This feels like, to me, this feels like he has a combat trick. Something like a Take Heart. It's gotta be the case, right? Let's find out. No. Interesting. Okay, this is a new one. Forced Worship. Can't attack. And then I can return Forced worship to its owner's hand. I don't think I can do that, though. Well, I guess what we're doing is putting these crushing canopies to work, getting in for 4. And then untap the companion, because I don't need the mana. Hopefully we go land, and then we can go out Fables into Towering Titan and be in really good shape. Wow, this might just be a fast Jumpstart league. Wow. Look at this. Sometimes the decks just work so well, and unfortunately the opponent is having troubles. So, get in for 8, draw. And, well, let's put a cork in this one. Wow. I'm really surprised this creature doesn't have trample. It's a little absurd that it doesn't. Oh, wait, it does, maybe. No. So I gotta sacrifice maybe my Wall of Vines, and it gets trampled. That seemed kind of uneventful. Let's take a look at the rare. Liliana's Reaver, that's a new one. Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool. Neat little zombie. The card art is fantastic. You know what? I think I'm gonna do one more since that Wallcats went way too quickly. Alright, so a few more gems and a few more packets. Again, have all of these. Enchanted was pretty cool, but I didn't like it that much. I think I'm going to go with Garruk. Some of these packs do have like mythic ratings, and that's how often they show up. Unfortunately, the mill one is also mythic, and that's why I haven't been able to find it. But I know Garruk's pretty strong, and I don't have 4 copies of him, so I would like to potentially get another one. Actually, I think it's guaranteed. Oh, let's just do Garruk and Chandra. Okay. Alright. Garruk, Chandra, Gruul Super Team. Here we go. How neat would it be to get a Chandra and a Garruk on the field? This hand, a lot of power, but not that great. This one's probably going to be a little better. And then I noticed the Garruk's, or Chandra's Incinerator was in this pack, so that'll be a really nice one to open up. Okay, keeping this. Lead out on the mountain. These ones, you know, the really fancy borders are always going to be the super mythic planeswalker-oriented ones. So one for Teferi, Basri, and what am I missing? Liliana. Okay, well, I'm gonna put out the dinosaur so I can attack him with this dinosaur. It needs another creature of power 4. Not another creature, any creature. Power 4, so I guess if I can get this up to 4, it can attack on its own. What a garbage creature this is. Alright, so my opponent, target creature must be blocked this turn. Draw a card. Irresistible Prey. Alright, well I don't mind trading my throwback for that. Missed on the land. That's okay. Green. I got a Garruk's Harbinger. Oh, these packs were really good. So at least 2 or 3 rares came out of these packs that I really wanted. Happy about that. I'm not sure if I actually crafted my 4th Harbinger or not, though. I may have, actually. One of the problems with Jumpstart, of course, is that, yeah, I'm sure since it's been out for so long, people have certainly crafted playsets of certain cards. And it kind of sucks to start playing it now and open them. I really wish I were around when this first started and I could have enjoyed playing with some of these cards then. Well, I think I'm just going to attack for 7, put out the Gorehorn. Oh, we get a Mutt. Oh my god, that's crazy. And then Hungry Flames for whatever blocker they leave up at the end of this turn. Could be another fast one. This card's just insaneness. Okay, looks like a win to me, no matter what they do here. Can't block, so may as well attack. Okay. Well, 3 damage to Living Lightning. And wow. Next one. Oh, the Demon. Sure. Okay, this hand looks alright. I wish I had double red, but maybe I'll find it. What are your opinions on these ones? This, I don't know how you even describe this type of land. I like the green one. I don't particularly like the red one. I think the red here looks a little tacky. And it's not very exciting. But the green one looks fantastic. Okay, Under the Sea for the opponent. Put out a Young Pyromancer. I was going to say Goblin Pyromancer. It'd be nice if they use some removal on this Young Pyromancer, because I don't know... Like, certainly there are instances and sorceries in the deck, but not that many. So, you know what? I think I'd rather trade Pyromancer for the Merfolk now, because I don't want to trade for the Harbinger going forward. This is a much more valuable card to me. Of course, it's hexproof from black. They're on Simic, so... Oh, okay, this thing is a monster. Alright, yeah, this thing is crazy. It's killed me so many times. Late into the game, it comes down, and people always have 8-10 mana. Give something +5/+5 and trample. Whew. Alright, I think I'm going to go out with Garruk's Uprising and just slow things down just a little bit. No attack. I know I have spells that deal 3 damage to creatures, so hopefully I can find, like, Hungry Flames. This is going to allow me to draw off of both of these creatures. Okay, opponent's going wide. Hey, what did I say? But now they have such a board. It's annoying. It is instant speed. Maybe I can sneak out something here? Or do I just want to develop? I think I just want to develop. Draw a card. No attack. Do I want to trade my elemental for that? Let's try. They might have a pump spell. Okay. 3 cards in hand. Not a whole lot to work with, so... Oh, the opponent is going to be on the back foot very, very soon. Part of me wants to attack in and then maybe try to steal something if they try like double blocking on the Garruk's Harbinger. But I could very easily lose the Harbinger. Although they could just block with the Aegis Turtle. How are they blocking here? Let's try it. I'm curious if they just blanket with the 0/5 or if they actually try to remove it. They're just going to let it through. Terrified of kind of pump spells, I guess. Well, taking the Baelith. And we'll play Baelith plus Mutt. Draw a card. Deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Yeah, that seems alright. That seems very alright right now. Okay. So next turn, I think attacking is going to work out very well. That's it. Well, you can see that not all decks are going to be created equally, and some opponents, I guess, they just can't be bothered with it. 20 gems, not how I wanted to end on that, but oh well. So that's Jumpstart. It's pretty sweet, I think. Not all the games are going to be great, but a lot of them are fun. You can open things like Chandra. Let's see. How are the rares in this? I can't move them around, which is bothering me. So, Garruk's Harbinger. Garruk. Chandra, and the Incinerator. You know what? That's pretty good, plus the 2 extra rares. Oh, no, 1 and 20 gems that I got. So that's an okay opening. Unfortunately, this Chandra is not very playable, but this one is very much playable. Harbinger's great, and the Incinerator's cool. So you do get cool stuff from doing this. I highly recommend doing it. Maybe don't go so hard and just try to do, you know, endless amounts of Jumpstart, but try it out. I think it could be cool for an afternoon. Anyways, thanks for watching this different style of video. Friday, back with some kind of constructed deck that I haven't figured out yet, but I will. See you there.